Philippians 4:13, it's a commonly used verse of Scripture. It often is quoted this way: I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. That's a powerhouse passage of Scripture, but I think we want to grab it in its context. In the NIV, it actually says, I can do all this through him who gives me strength. When you think about that, you want to grab the context and say, well, what is the this? Because without that, we might get a little confused. Like, I might start to think, well, I can fly because Christ gives me strength. That's a little bit silly, and I know that's a bit absurd and really extreme, but let's back it up a little bit. Maybe we think, well, I can be rich or wealthy or powerful or something special or make a name for myself or whatever other thing we think we might want to be. I can do that through him who gives me strength. And that's not what the Scripture is saying there. The Scripture is actually saying I can do this. Well, what is the this? The this is I've learned the secret of being content, Paul writes. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether in plenty or in need, whether well-fed or hungry. And the secret is this: I can do all this through him who gives me strength. In other words, whatever the circumstances are, whatever the situation is, whether I'm succeeding in life and dominating and winning and have everything I wanted or desired, or there's something lacking, in either situation, I've learned the secret of being content. Well, Jesus is my strength. Jesus is my life. In John 14, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And when Jesus becomes our life, we know that he is always present, that he is our life. You see, it's not about us saying to Jesus, okay, you can be Lord of my life. And as Lord of my life, I've got some things I want you to do, because after all, it's my life, and I have plans and dreams and ambitions and goals and things that I want to have happen. Instead, we say, no, Jesus, you are the life, and you are Lord, and so I am yours. And so here's the secret of being content. Whether this world is going the way we want it or not, which I can almost guarantee you right now, the world is not going the way you would have planned it. Your world is not going the way you would have drawn it up or the way you would have dreamed. It's different, but that's okay. Have you learned the secret of being content? You can be content in Jesus because he is the life. There's another passage of Scripture where Jesus says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea and it will be done. I remember there being like prayer groups named mountain movers. Like, we're going to pray things, big things into existence. And I'm all about that. I'm all about praying big, bold, powerhouse prayers of faith. But what Jesus was talking about there was something real and powerful. It was about overthrowing all these earthly strongholds and kingdoms and dominions. You see, there was a king, King Herod, who had actually moved a mountain. Like, if we're thinking about moving mountains, were you going to look at a mountain and go, well, I can't move a mountain? Well, there was a person who moved a mountain, King Herod. He moved a mountain so that he could build his palace on top of it, and it was the tallest thing around. And yet that kingdom would fall. That was the most powerful person that they could see, the most powerful kingdom amongst them. And what Jesus was saying is that kingdom will fall. So here's the deal. Whether your personal kingdom is big and grand and vast and you're in plenty and well-fed, or whether it's small and you're in need and hungry, in either situation, those kingdoms are going away. But Jesus' kingdom will last. And the secret of being content is knowing that he has a greater kingdom in store for you. And he has a room in his Father's house and a seat at his Father's table just for you. And you have a family, an eternal family to be a part of. And so you can do all this, this craziness, this madness, all this difficulty when he is your life. Because his life is the best life, and it's the life to come. Let's go.